Good morning, gentlemen and ladies. This morning, as you can see, I jacked up my Mahindra Emax tractor. I'm gonna tell you how, but before tell you the how, I'm gonna tell you how to safely do it. Okay, so as you can see, my tractor is higher, very high ground, and I'll show you what I've done. Okay. Now for the rear part, I use the outrigger of the backhoe to lift high in the ground. When they were high in the ground, once you're there, I shut down the engine, and then I'm gonna show you that in detail. I put the two jack directly on the axle, so that way it's not gonna collapse in the case of the hydraulic line does break down. All right, so there's the other one there, all the way to the rear of the differential. Never rely on the hydraulic itself of the tractor to keep it high. There's many things you can break down: hydraulic lines, hose, it could be the cylinder, all these little fittings. Also the control itself. Yes, there's an option, you can lock the hydraulic lever, so nothing, but again, there's too many parts that can fail, that the tractor will fall on you. Now I'm going to show you the front part. Now the front part of the tractor is really easy because I have a forward bucket, so I drop the bucket simply, that raise very high in the ground, and then on the front part I'm going to show you that directly. Oh, just hold that. I'm just gonna move that. Now this is the attachment for the lower deck. It's very strong piece directly attached to the frame. You can see it there, so that will support very good. You can use something else. I didn't have anything else on hand. I have other jack I can use, but this is more stable for me. It's a 5-inch large, so that way, even if in case of a failure of the hydraulic, all the pieces, the tractor will be safely in the up position. It ain't gonna fall on me. Once that is accomplished, you have to test if it's stable. So what I did, I really did a good jig on each side, one in the forward, one in the back. You can tell in that thing, even of a mild earthquake. I know Tractor Man is living. I didn't remember the earthquake area in St. Louis. There's a underground earthquake area. It's very dangerous. So, but here it's we basically have none. So it's very stable. Now the reason why I have to jack up my tractor, stay along. I don't know if you can see that in detail, but basically this is how we call it, hydrostatic pedal and neutral adjustment. This is the part number 9. It's a damper oil. So that piece here, main purpose is to bring the pedal when to push forward or rearward on the hydrostatic pedal, is to put it back in neutral. In my case, when I did bought the tractor, it was already weak, so they already told me that, hey Dave, just phone us and we order the part for you, it's no problem, it's under warranty. And I guess after 2 years I decided to did the phone call. So even Joe discovered that before me. So I call it. 5 days later, they received the part. They give it to me. I'm gonna change it. That's why they give to me the schematics, and I will change it, and then I will bring back the whole piece, and that will be it. All right. So I'm gonna change that this morning, and it's very simple. It's just two bolts, one bolt and one bracket to remove. It's right there, so I'm going to do that, and all right, see you later. All right, gentlemen and ladies, you remember those 4x4 that Joe made these boxes for when it did move. Well, I kept one. I used 3 for making my the barn to putting my wood, but one I kept in the garage for having always my back and on the concrete like really warm. So that's why I use carton, but this could be used also. It's great for that. Now I'm going to show you how I did remove that cylinder. Stay along. Yes, there's a grease gun and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna explain to you why. Now I'm going I try to make it okay. This is the cylinder I need to remove. What I end up doing to remove that piece is you need to disconnect the driving shaft. So those are the 2 screws there. So I unscrew that. The other one is right there. So I just have to unscrew it and let it sit like this. About it's not even 1 inch. All right. Then you have to disconnect the plate here, which connect here. That's the plate goes like this. Just hold up a better view. Right, so the plate go like this. It's disconnected right there. Just hold on. So it goes like that. Okay, so I just disconnect that. And to remove the back plate, you see here, I'm gonna point that to my finger. There's not enough space. Just hold on. There's not enough space to clear that little pin to remove that. So what you end up doing is I need to move the driving shaft. This is the piece right there I'm touching. On the right a little bit. And that way I can remove it. I'm gonna try to do it with one hand, and that's gonna be tough. All right, so what I end up doing is I had enough space, I just disconnected it, then I removed it. And since I am under it, what I will do is lubricate with the grease all the various pivot point. So this is the brake pedal underneath. That's the rod, so I'm gonna grease that and everything here under. All right, it's that's the pin here. You see it? Since the driving shaft is so close, I cannot have enough clearance, so that's why I had to. It doesn't take. You see the movement? It's not that bad, but once it's there, I can remove it. But it was like this; it was impossible to remove. I hope that helped. It's not really hard to remove. The only I have 4 screws, like you can see. This is the 4 screws holding. That's the attachment going on there. This is the 4 screws attached to the pedal system. This is the 2 screws attached on the support bearing. I can have a link with Joe's truck. Joe's truck had a big failure on his drive shaft, and basically it was the same piece. The bearing just disappeared, vanished, and the drive shaft was all the way on the bracket. So he had changed that, and since then it's working really good. Now this one, I'm gonna look if I can grease it somehow. All right, so see you later. I don't know if you can see me very well with my glasses, but see you later. I'm gonna install, grease everything, and we'll see that later. All right, cheers! All right, before I show you the final installation, I was just to show you the light corrosion. I'm just gonna go outside rightly. So there's a brown corrosion around where I'm pointing with my finger. So when I installed a new one, I lubricated the old shaft here, the cylinder, and I put some grease on the head. But otherwise, for a 2 years old piece, it was pretty much in good shape. But yes, as you can see, the cylinder stay all the way in, so that piece was completely shut, not working properly. So that was the defective piece. I'm gonna show you right now. So you can see the pedal movement. I'm just pushing and here we go. It's coming back to neutral, and rear pedal it's really quick. It was yeah, it was not doing that at all. So let's go underneath now. So the piece I'm pointing at, just hold on, it's tough. So this is the piece I just changed. I put silicone on the boot. I grease all the connection. I reconnect that the top link here. I grease the shaft. I also grease the top portion where the bearing was holding. I lubricated everything, so everything is working in accordance. I also greased the last connecting point. That's the piece I needed to move, and then I greased everything there. So everything is grease, oil underneath. I did a nice cleanup, a good inspection. Also on the hydraulic filter, also the cap for the forward PTO. That's the one going at 2,400 RPM, I believe. And I cleaned the fan also for a good cooling. And I did look around. All right, gentlemen. So that video was about how did I end up changing that cylinder, which is not working at all. Look at that. That's supposed to come back really fast and it's not even moving. So that was the defecting piece, and also how to safely jack. Now what I'm going to do is start the engine, lift the tractor, remove all the jacks. It will give you an idea how did I lift it. All right, so see you, stay around. Backward, release it, it stopped. Forward, it stopped. So it's working good. Well, I hope that you see my feet, but it really works now, so I'm very happy about it. Before I had to push back and then push forward. Now it's working accordingly. All right, so thank you kindly. Have a good one. Cheers.